Hello everyone, how's everyone today? Welcome to Commercial Farming with the Dirt Road Farmer. Well, we are continuing our large harvest. We turned the hood back on and we're harvesting more soybeans. So this field originally was 1,788.86 acres, and I cut it into 4 different fields. So yes, overall it says the potential harvest quantity is 6,131,290 liters. Yeah. All right, well, we don't have a whole lot of time to kill, so we're going to get in here. I've already got these guys programmed in. They're going to be running lands, so let's just tell them to go after it. And we'll get them all started and get them on their way. How's everybody today? I guess everybody is recuperating from the holidays. Yeah. All right, we're going to give him a little time to get up there. All right. All right, let's get this guy over there and get him started. All right. Number 4. All right, and number 5. Now it looks hazy and everything out right now, but that could be because it's 6:30 in the morning and we have a lot of work to do. All right, well, these guys are off and they're doing a good job. It looks like they're on track. So absolutely. Now the only thing I didn't bring up here, and that's a grain cart, so I'm going to have to go get a grain cart. Now we can't have these guys running without a grain cart. No. How did I forget a grain cart? Man. Alright, well, that's what I better do. I'll go get a grain cart and I'll be right back with you. Alright, well, I found a grain cart. So, well, I got the trucks up here, got them ready to run. They'll be running on Autodrive. And got the harvesters up here and got them ready to go. And I had to feed the cows, you know, and I had to sell 240 full-grown steers and then buy calves and put them back into place. So I've been busy this morning. Yeah, I got up at 5 o'clock and yeah, I just been busy, that's all. All right, well, we are in place. We're ready for them to turn around and come back, and we'll see if we can't get them unloaded. All right. Well, I got a grain cart up here. And I thought we'd ride with these guys for a little while. You know, as I was feeding the cattle this morning, part of the job is, you know, once a month, when I get done feeding them, I pump all the slurry out of each cow barn, and I either sell it or I put it in a tank and wait until I need it to use it. Well, as I was pumping that slurry out this morning, it reminded me of a chore that I had back when I was young, and I worked on my cousin's farm. You see, chickens was a big thing on his farm. He was actually a big producer of eggs. Now, we're going back to when I was 14, 15 years old. So, you know, it's nothing compared to what they call egg factories are today. It wasn't nothing like that. But he had 3 chicken houses, I think it was. 3 chicken houses, and each one of them had 30 or 35,000 chickens in it. So yes, on a daily basis, he had quite a few eggs. Well, right in the middle of summertime, you know, inside these barns, these chicken houses, you've got, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 rows of hanging cages inside this chicken house. And in between the rows are sidewalks that go down through there so that you can push a cart down there and collect eggs. And then also right directly underneath those cages is a place for the chicken manure to fall, because these cages, you know, they've got self-waterers in it, and then twice a day you go through and you feed them. But yeah, now cleaning out the chicken house, I got into that. Yes. Well, now the way that's done is he had an electric cart inside with a blade that hooked to both sides of it, and he would run down that sidewalk and push the manure toward the center of that chicken house, the center of that aisle. Well, there was an auger that run the full width of that chicken house, and it ran outside, and it augered into a tank. Now, that tank was, I'm going to say it was probably 20-25 foot long, and it had a slot cut out on one side of it, the full length of the tank. Well, inside the tank it had an auger, so you had to hook it to the PTO on the tractor, and whenever you started that, it would turn that auger, and there were about 6 or 8 different chains hooked to that auger. Now, what it would do, which, you know, the design of it is you get out in the field to spread it on a field, and you turn the auger on, you know, you engaged your PTO, and it would spin that auger, which indeed would spin those chains that were hooked to the auger, and it would sling the manure out the side of that tank, forming about a 12-foot area there of manure on the ground. Yeah, are you with me so far? Yeah, don't start laughing yet. Well, now on that particular day, he told me we were going to clean the chicken houses out, and he said, you're going to be driving the tractor spreading the manure. Is that all right? I said, that's fine. Well, you know. Now, I didn't know nothing about this. I'd never seen this contraption before. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But anyway, yeah. So he showed me where he wanted it spread, what field he wanted it spread on. And anyway, we loaded one trailer, and I'm off. You know, now I've got this. You know, I'm feeling pretty good about myself because he knew he trusted me, and he wanted me to go up and spread that manure on that field. So I get up there and I turn my PTO on and raise the RPMs, and I start spreading chicken manure. Now, I don't know, I would imagine there are a lot of you out there that knows that chicken manure is probably 80% water or liquid. Let's put it that way, liquid manure. All right, well, and that's why we had to have a tank to spread it. Well, being a kid, as young as I wasn't putting two and two together, but it didn't take me long until I did. Now, I'm going down through that field, doing a great job, and then we get a puff of wind. All right, now that spray off of that manure spreader hit me in the back of the head and down my back, and yeah. It didn't take me long to figure out why they wanted me to spread the manure on that field. So anyway, I finished it up. I emptied that out, that load out, and I come back, and my cousin was standing there at the door waiting on me to come around the corner with it, and he's laughing. I said, yeah. All right, I got it. I understand. Well, I finished up, but now, let me tell you something. I was completely covered by the end of the day. After we got through cleaning all the 3 chicken houses out, I was completely covered in chicken manure that was from the wind blowing. Every once in a while, a puff of wind would come, and it would just spray it all over me. So at the end of the day, I had to have a shower. He said, well, you're not coming in the house. He said, what you're going to do is you're going to go in the basement door, and we got a shower down there, and that's where you're going to take a shower. And as far as your clothes, we're going to wrench all of them off outside before we bring them in the house and wash them. But yeah, now that was an experience, and that's something that I have to tell on myself because I was so green that I didn't understand what I was getting myself into. But like I said, it didn't take long. Anyway, these guys are going to make their second round of the lands, so we're going to jump out of here, and we're going to go back and get in our grain cart and prepare to get them unloaded. Well, I noticed that they've got a lot of field compensating to do. This is a little strip running down through here, and that's the way they have to compensate for the field. So 4 out of the 5 harvesters are going to be running over here not doing anything, which is okay. It's not going to hurt anything. But yeah, you know, I would much rather have them do that than to be running into one another if you don't set them up right, you know. So it's not hurting a thing. We just let these guys compensate for the width of the field, and then the rest of the field, they'll all be taking full swipes. There won't be no more of this across this field. So anyway, we'll get this guy unloaded. All right. And we'll get the rest of them unloaded. Let me turn my HUD back on so I can set my not Autodrive, but cruise control. All right. I had to set my cruise control. Now these trucks, I've got them set to take the grain down to the silo, but we've got we've got to watch, because they're going to want to turn and go down the same row down there, the same path that these harvesters are going to be on whenever they're trying to turn and go to the next lands. So we don't want them crashing into one another or none of that. We don't need any of that. No, problems are something that we don't want. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these guys unloaded. Like I said, that number 5 harvester is the only one that's going to be harvesting anything on this row, but that's all right. So anyway, I'll get right back with you. All right, well, we're going to go up here and unload real quick. I don't like this situation at all, and I'm going to set them up a little differently next time. But yeah, you know, whenever you got to watch, keep the trucks from running into the my goodness, watch, keep the trucks from running into the harvesters. That's not very efficient. So the only way I can do it, and that's when the harvesters are not going to be turning around down there for a while. And yeah, or I could go and shut all the harvesters down and say, wait a minute, you know, trucks has got to get through, because they sure ain't going to pay any attention to it. All right, I know we got enough to load one truck for sure, and we've about, oh, I don't know, maybe 60,000 liters for the next truck. But yeah, that's the bad part about, and I wasn't thinking whenever I set this up, so I will redo that for the next harvest, guaranteed. All right. Yep, I didn't think we was going to have near enough for the next truck. All right, well, that's okay. As long as that truck gets through, we don't care. But it won't take them long and they'll have this field done. So right now, including this field, we have 5 fields ready to harvest. 4 of the fields are about the same size as this. The next field, number 5 field, yeah, it's about 3,500 acres. And yeah, I'm going to bring you with me, but you know, like I told you before, that is a 12-hour harvest in real time. 12 hours. Running 5 harvesters, 12 miles an hour. So, yeah, we're not going to, you know, I'm not going to make no 12-hour video, I can tell you that. But that's what it takes me. So, anyway, we're going to wait for these guys to come back around. We'll get them emptied out, and we'll get on with it. All right. Well, that was number 4. Number 5 is coming right along. Now, I took a little bit of time, and I went back over and I moved my trucks. And I set them up just a little differently. You know, it's hard whenever you have 4 fields like this, the 2, or this one field anyway, trying to get him routed where he's not going to be in the way of the harvesters, and the harvesters aren't going to be in his way. So, and what we will do is we'll still have to watch, but at least we'll be right down here where we can watch them. So, yeah. That just ain't good. So, anyway, we're going to let this harvester get out there and get turned and get back in a row. And then we'll take this up there and we'll empty him. Alright, we're watching that harvester down here. And whenever he turns to go back in the field, that's when we're going to go and unload. But as of right now, he may do anything to get in the way of that truck. We don't want him colliding. But it looks like he's getting ready. Yep, he's turning to go into the field. So, our trucks are sitting right up here. That makes it pretty good whenever you can look down the, you know, down the line there and make sure the coast is clear for your trucks to run. So, anyway, for this one field, that's the way we'll have to do it until I can come up with a better way. But yeah. All right. Well, get in here and get this guy unloaded. And he can get on his way. I don't know if we'll have enough for the second one or not. I really don't think we will, but we'll find out. All right. Good deal. And we'll find out if we're going to have enough for the second one. The third one, no. I don't think so. All right. Yep, he doesn't have enough to go either. All right, that's fine. That'll be fine. So we'll get down here and we'll wait on our harvesters and get them unloaded again. All right. Well, these guys are on their last row. They go up here and they'll turn around and come back down this row here, and they'll be done. So we jumped into the harvester so that we can take them off the end of the line and get them lined up with the pipes out so we can get them unloaded. So anyway, yeah, you know, I was talking about that hauling that chicken manure. Yeah, you know, besides me needing a bath, the tractor did also. Yeah, and I mean with soap and water. Now we didn't know what a pressure washer was. There on the farm, they had car washers and stuff that I'm aware of, but people didn't have their own personal pressure washers back then. So yeah, it was a garden hose and a bucket of soap and water to get all that off that tractor, because it'll take the paint off, you know. So, but anyway, I know you guys have seen me take these guys off the field before, shut them down, so you don't want to watch it again. I understand that. So I think we're going to call it a day. If you've liked this content, please go down there and give me a thumbs up. I'd sure appreciate it. Leave me a comment. And again, I'll tell you again, if you don't like hearing my stories, that's fine. Just tell me, and I won't be, you know, it's fine. I mean, if you don't want to hear them, that's great. It doesn't mean anything to anybody but me, you know, and I just thought you may be interested in it. I have had people come back and say they like the stories, so, you know. But anyway, I think we are going to call this a video. And as the dirt road farmer, as always, thank you for watching